Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. It's going to go slow. And I'm probing back and forth this way too, because I'm putting this over further than that edge. If I were to go that way and for some reason missed a stud, let's say the stud isn't right where that, let's say the stud isn't way over here, or there's an extra one in the wall that you missed with your stud finder, and you go and probe right at this point like that, and you feel like you're hitting something, maybe you would only go from here and put the box from here over that way or something, and then you'll have to erase that off the wall or something. You know, all that kind of stuff kind of comes into play. Okay, there's nothing. It feels like there's insulation in that wall because it's an exterior wall. Now we've got to deal with that too. Shoot, I forgot about that. It's going to go slow. I could have gloves on, you know, but I don't. Slow, you know, not too fast. Gonna hang on to that. I always like to try to grab those and not let them go down in the wall. I mean, incidentally, you could take something like this. If you're putting a cut in like that, save this piece. Because, you know, if some time you need to get some paint to match your existing wall, let's say for something else, you could take this piece to the paint store. You could say match it up to this paint, you know, for another project or something. Just a thought. Hey, I don't like to give you all the answers up front, you know what I mean? Then you wouldn't want to watch this video, would you? Gotta get that insulation. See, I could pull that insulation back with my hand a little bit. Now I've got it all pulled back and out of the way. Because my drill gets in there, then it starts wrapping around the paddle bit. And then after I get my wire done, I can rearrange the insulation, push it back in the cavity. Because it's always good to fit that back in there, because this is your insulation that keeps your house warm in the winter and cool in the summer. So make sure you push that insulation back, okay? But for right now, I'm just kind of getting it out of my way. You know what I mean? And I'm feeling in there. I got the stud there, and I don't know exactly what's in there yet. And before I drill that, I want to take this box out. Then I can maybe reach my hand in there, make sure I don't feel any wires coming down or something, because I don't want to drill through that and hit a wire inside the wall or anything like that. Because see, right now, I got this stuff moved out of the way and I don't feel anything in here on any wires or anything like that. So that whole area looks just about ready there. Now I have that hole in there, I'm just going to take my box, I'm going to double check it here and see how snug it fits, and see, it's not going in all the way. I'm hitting the sheetrock just a hair, and at this point I can kind of look at it and see what I have to do to shave it. So I'm just going to take my saw and shave off a little bit over here on the right, just a little, and it seemed like it was hitting down here. I'm just going to take off a little bit. You don't have to take much. I want this box to fit in there fairly tight. Okay, I don't want the top and bottom too far off, because see, the tab is only about 1/4 of an inch long, and that's all that holds this box to the wall. You know what I mean? Okay, so now the bottom's fitting and the top is still hitting just a hair. Okay? Now look at that. Got to turn that. see this little paddle flap went down a little bit and I couldn't pull it out, so I just tightened that screw and it zipped up like that, and then you can pull it out. I'll show you how to put that in, don't worry. Now, I'm not going anywhere. Now I know, I don't think I want to shave off this top too much, because I want this height to be the same as the other box, remember? So I'm gonna shave off just a little at the bottom. And just do a little bit. You know, if you gotta check this a couple times, that's fine. Rather do that than think, oh yeah, I'll just cut it 1/4 inch down, and then you do, and you find out that these tabs are barely fitting. You know, that's the last thing you want. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Looks like it's hitting the edge too. That's why you got to check these things, or else you keep cutting up higher. So see, I got to shave this off just a bit. You can look at your cuts, and maybe this one has to be shaved off just the back side. See, I'm just shaving off the back of the sheetrock, the hair. Checking that out. Taking my time, making sure it fits. Now it's fitting. Okay, now I look at that and eyeball that and see if it's going straight. And it looks like it's going straight. If you measure it and cut it the way I showed you, you should get a pretty straight box in there. If you're slightly off, now's the time to look at it and think, okay, I need to shave off the top right-hand side because the top has to go over just a little bit. Or the bottom has to go over that way, or the top has to go over, shave off the top left, something like that, because the last thing you want is this cover of the box to be crooked or something. Got a little bit of a slop in here later, and I'll show you that when we put the timer in. But you want this box as close to straight up and down as you can, okay? All right, so that box area is ready. And we're not going to drill this hole just yet. We're going to work on this other box over here. Time to remove this box. I'll show you how to do that right now. This is a plastic nail-on box. It's plastic like this, but it's a little bit different. Obviously, it doesn't have these flaps on here like that because it's not a cut-in box. What it's got is 2 long nails that go into here. They go through the top of the box and the bottom of the box, and then the nails stick out on this side a little bit, but they stick out over here first. Then you put that on the stud and then pound it in from this side right into the stud. Okay, so I know the stud is over here, right? It's hollow over here, and so I look back in there and I can see where the nail is coming through the box right up here and right down at the bottom. Right down here. Okay, so what I have to do is I got to clean off this sheetrock there and get a putty knife in there to just double check, make sure I know where those nails are. That's the next step.